Well, there's essentially some communist agitators who have been making threats, not veiled threats, but aggressive threats towards Bob Fu and his family, towards China Aid and the work that China Aid has been doing for a number of years, ever since Bob Fu fled China for his life back in 1997 and hasn't been allowed to set foot in China since 1997. Even some of the allegations have been that he has traveled back and forth to China and various things, which is utter foolishness. I would direct you, and I'm going to refer to my phone to give you some references here for a moment. I would reference an article in the Wall Street Journal dated October 4th, 2020. The title of the article is "A Fundraising Feud Spurs Anger Among a Chinese Exile, His Followers, and His Detractors." As you know, this particular individual has been making some threats on social media. If you've seen some of them, I don't know if you have. Some bounty threats on Bob Fu and his family via Twitter as well as YouTube. Don't know if those have been taken down or not, but those have been threats made towards Bob Fu and his family. I've been in discussions with Bob, been in discussions with his family. We have them in the safest place we can have them at this particular point, trying to protect them and the entire family as you would expect us to do. Midlanders don't do well or put up well with people who make threats, literally terrorist threats, against our citizens. I think this is something we would have never expected right here in Midland, Texas. Finally, let me reiterate, we have Mr. Fu and his family in safe protection. We're protecting him and his family. Our police department, as well as the national law enforcement agencies, the FBI and the CIA are heavily involved in this to make sure our citizens are taken care of, and a freedom fighter named Bob Fu is taken care of regardless of the terroristic tactics of this man who has issued these warrants for, or the bounty for his life. Well, Bob Fu's importance to this community began back in about 2004 or 5 because of his relationships with Midlanders that asked him to come here and let this be a hub for what he does. The most important part about Bob Fu's relationship is what he's done to gather people for the freedom of those who have been persecuted far beyond just brothers and sisters in Christ, as he has advocated for Muslims, he has advocated for all religions, and he has advocated for secular artists who are getting censored for their work in China as well.